This portion of CES is sponsored by Reolink. Link down in the description below.
So I'm walking through here and I see PCIe cards and storage. I have to stop and check out what's going on. So what do we have here? What is this?
This is our insane product. We're called Apex Storage. This is the Apex X21. And what we did with it is we put 21 NVMe drives on a crazy 16x PCI Express bus. So our whole goal was to completely maximize and just use all of the bandwidth possible on PCI Express Gen 4. Yeah. So this particular card will do about 30 gigabytes read-write transfer if you RAID all the drives together. And then it just exposes all of the drives directly to the operating system.
Yeah, so it's not hardware RAID. Each one is shown directly to the operating system and
We don't provide the RAID on card. Yeah. It's kind of like a host bus adapter typically. Right, exactly. And then so we expose it, and you can actually get access to it in the BIOS. And so you could use your built-in like AMD or VRock with Intel, which there are limitations. Like you can only do 13 drives with VRock, for example, and AMD has some limitations. But what we recommend is software RAID, surprisingly enough, because software RAIDs are crazy fast, actually faster than hardware RAIDs at this point, and more flexible. So with these, that's the benchmarks that I was talking about. We've ran in software RAIDs.
Crazy. Every software RAID I do, I just use TrueNAS, so everything's ZFS.
There you go. Yeah.
I just set everything up, and it's super easy. So
yeah,
doing this in ZFS would be hilariously crazy.
Yeah, you could use it as like ZFS for the cache pools. You could use it as disks for there. Wow. Yeah, you could just rip it up however you want to do it. Actually, I run it with XFS. So XFS runs super fast in Linux. I'm a huge Linux fan, Linux nerd. So love the XFS. Typically, that's what I'm running on this operating system or on this computer right here. So.
Oh, you have it hooked up directly to like a little mini PC?
Yeah, I got a NUC. I've got to break out to like a PCIe or a M.2, and then using Reolink to break that out. Captures wireless, writes it to the disk, and that's kind of how I came up with this. Is I just needed more and more storage, faster and faster, and then being able to do data processing in real time.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when you go and look for PCIe expansion cards with NVMe, you get 1 slot, 2 slot, maybe 4 slot.
Sure.
And you look over here and you have 21 slots, which is absolutely crazy. So.
My whole thing is, it's like I wanted to build the most insane thing that you could, and 21 drives is the max possible. That's the most that the chip we use has access to. And then I'm like, from there I can dial it back, and that's what we did with our X16. So our 16 is a single slot version of the board. And so 8 drives on the front, 8 drives on the back, and then allows you to fit into a single PCI Express slot. Upcoming, I've done the design work, and we've got a prototype ready for the PCIe Gen 5. I'm just waiting for a chip to drop in. As soon as my supplier gives me a chip, I'm ready to design a board or build the board out for that one.
How much bandwidth are you looking at on PCI
Gen 5?
Yeah.
Well, you can get to theoretically 32 gigs on this, and so the theoretical upper limit would be 64 gigs because it doubles. Realistically, with drives and things right now, I bet we'll see about 70% of that, probably sitting around like 50 gigs to start, 50 to 60, and then we'll probably get closer to that 64 as the year ends, I bet.
That is a wild amount of throughput.
Like the hard part with Gen 5, though, is the heat. There's a lot of heat. You see the massive heat sinks and stuff happening with the Gen 5 stuff. So.
Yeah, so your idea of putting 21 or 16 NVMe cards on a single board, was that more for you wanted to see how fast you can get storage to go, or you just wanted more storage with those fast speeds?
It was kind of a combination of both, because I wanted to max out the bus and get as much as I could, but I also wanted to saturate it as thick as possible. So Sabrent makes the largest number of drives with the 8 terabyte drives in the market. And so with the 8 terabyte, you can get, like on that card, it's 168 total terabytes that you could have on that card. So it's kind of like a mix of both. I want fast and big, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't use anything like hardcore enough that would saturate 30 gigs throughput to storage, but I guess you're a Linux guy, you designed this, you've worked with things that require that. I guess what are some types of applications that would essentially maybe not need something like this, but make use of something like this?
Well, we're getting bigger and bigger files all the time, even like 4K, 8K video editing. As that gets more mainstream, we're seeing a lot of big file processing with that. And anything you can do to give yourself extra headway for like video processing for bandwidth, it's going to make that process faster. You're going to be able to scrub through your videos faster. Also, databases, like you're going to have more concurrent users reading and writing, so there's a big use case there. AI is generating just giant types of files, and anything that you can do to make it so that your hard drive is more like your RAM is going to speed up your applications, right? Because we're eliminating that bottleneck that you had between CPU, RAM, drive. Now it's just like CPU directly to hard drives because it's so fast, right? So that's what we're really doing. Yes, 30 gigs is insane. Saturating a bus is insane, and it's like, but guess what? People are doing it. People are using it. People are going to be able to need that type of bandwidth. One other use case I just thought of is data acquisition. People who have like custom data acquisition cases where they're using like FPGAs on custom sensors, they're going to want to write that data directly to disk as well. And of course, like it's going to speed up games. It's going to make Minecraft do like a million frames per second. So we got to do that, right?
Yeah. If you're out there thinking that you need this to run your Minecraft server, you absolutely do. You heard it from him. This will make your Minecraft server run so fast.
And I was the guy that plugged as many 4-slot cards into my motherboard that I could make work. So
consumer chips to give us more PCIe lanes.
Exactly. Break us all the PCIe lanes.
I have to go to like a Epic or a Threadripper. I don't even think Threadripper. I have an Epic system because of the 128 lanes of PCIe 4.
Totally.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not even limited. I can put whatever. I got 7 slots and 16x, and I can just slide whatever I want in. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is cool stuff. And I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you for stopping by.
Yeah.